Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Today's video I am so excited to be making because it's really all about self-mastery. I want to discuss how to stop getting so triggered easily with people. Not only will this help you improve your life when it pertains to your business moves, but also your romantic and platonic relationships. It will also help you with self-preservation and making sure that you can stay even keel throughout your life. As a girl who has a lot of plans, a lot of goals, and a lot of dreams, it can be quite difficult to navigate this life that sometimes feels a little bit like a game where we're always being tested. And I think for me, the biggest hurdle that I've had to overcome in my overall life has been emotional mastery. It's always easier said than done to tell people to just suck it up, to just deal with it, to stop crying, to stop being so reactive. And I don't want to do a video on that. I kind of want to break it down further for all of my emotional girlies who want to practice mental toughness, because this will improve your life. I know for me that my biggest issue that I've always had was that I felt too deeply. I think that feeling deeply can create a lot of beautiful things in your life because you look at love from a different perspective, you look at people from a different perspective, and it kind of gives you a more beautiful approach to how you view connection. But it can also cause a lot of issues in your life as well, because if you are someone who feels very deeply, you might be someone who takes things personally, you might be someone who has a hard time navigating the disciplinary actions that you have in place in your life because you're constantly being fed with all of these signals that affect your emotional well-being, and it doesn't allow you to continue your day in a healthy way. So I want to say this, a lot of people have demonic energy, and I choose not to study into that further because I respectfully remove myself from anything that doesn't make me feel good. But that being said, because I am aware of people's behaviors and how they act and how they treat others, I am learning that being a realist but also still doing things that improve my self-mastery both need to be balanced in a great way to have a harmonious life. It can be extremely painful realizing that people you have slept with, done business with, been friends with, or had deep conversations with were plotting on your downfall, or were just putting a negative cloud and spirit over your head and over your life. I want you guys to understand that this is not here to test you in a bad way, but it's here to test you in a good way. And with freedom comes a lot of painful realizations, but it also comes with the knowledge that you can be resilient, you can have grit, you can be someone who actually gets everything that you want out of life if you stop absorbing and you start just understanding. If you like these types of videos, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below for more stuff like this from me. My name is Hailey Gamba if you are new here, and I love to give you guys empowering girl talks on women empowerment, growth, evolving into your dream self, and really just anything that has to do with self-care and self-love. So if that sounds like your kind of thing, then please subscribe. I really would appreciate it. And yeah, guys, I want to also thank Halara for sponsoring today's video. And now let's just get into today's topic. Thank you so much to Halara for sponsoring today's video. I wanted to talk a little bit about the brand before I show you guys the pieces, but I won't ramble too much because I know you guys want to see what I got. But I wanted to at least say that I am obsessed with Halara so much because it's a great brand that shows that we can wear activewear all the time. It infuses activewear into everyday apparel, which I absolutely love. So you can really wear these pieces out to lunch, when you're running errands, when you're working out, and they're great quality. They're very inclusive. The pieces are so unique and different, and they are just so flattering to the body and to the figure. You guys are going to see in a minute. So I wanted to just let you guys know about that before you guys even shop. And I just love how affordable all of the pieces are. Very feminine, very cute, and honestly a true staple for anybody's wardrobe. So thank you so much to them. Now let me show you guys the pieces and show you guys what I got. Shout out to Halara for sponsoring today's video. I want to get straight into the haul because it really just speaks for itself. This white dress was the first thing that I tried on. It's giving tennis, it's giving pickleball, it's giving feminine, it's giving girly. I love it, and it has shorts underneath. This blue one though, I don't know guys, when I put this on, I felt so sexy in it. It has the girl sitting nice. Again, the shape of it is really good. I just love the material. Everything is so thick and flattering. And this color actually looks really great with my skin. Like, I'm just really in love with Halara's color scheme and the texture and the way that the silhouettes look. Next up, we have probably one of my favorite things I got, this particular set. It's a short set. I love this top. I love these shorts. It's so snatching. I don't know, guys. It's just gorgeous. Something off the shoulder. And then this wine color, like, look at it with the hair. It's giving. Then we have this gorgeous top and skirt set. I wasn't sure how I felt about it at first, but then when I tried it on, I'm like, wow, I actually look really good in it. It's giving tennis. It's very classy, elegant, beautiful. I just love their pieces. I just love that they are very feminine and girly and high quality for an affordable price. Black will always look good on me. I love this little zip up tank vibe. It goes all the way down so you can put something underneath it or you can wear it alone. I think it's very sporty looking, and the shorts are also very snatching. I love them. And then I saved the best top for last, at least to me. This is a Pilates top. You guys know I wear boleros every time I go to the gym. This particular bolero is on the top. It's so good. So it's just one piece. Use my code GAMBA20 for 20% off all of your Halara pieces. Thank you so much, them, for sponsoring today's video. This is like probably one of my favorite hauls I've done in a while. The first thing that I want to discuss on how to stop being easily triggered and gain that mental toughness that you desire is step into your higher consciousness. Now, what I mean by this is, instead of viewing people as bad or evil or wrong, view them as limited. So, for example, if someone treats you poorly and is always watching their back and needing to hurt others first, view them as limited due to their experiences. So, say to yourself, this person has not received the blessings that I have that allows them to love without conditions. Or you can say something like, I can be kind to others without needing something from them. Or they never have been in contact with a person like myself who is genuine and pure, so they sabotage it. This is what I mean by higher consciousness. You need to be someone who, rather than being triggered by somebody's behavior or how they treat you, almost look at it from the perspective of, oh my God, I feel so sorry for them. They must really have been going through something that has created this demonic-like energy that allows them to sabotage their connections, to hurt others that have done nothing to them, and to essentially walk through life in a jaded, disgusting mindset. Now, I hate to be the person that throws those negative words at people, but the truth is I find this behavior disgusting. When I do deeper looks into myself, because I tend to do that quite a bit with my own shadow work, I try to find out what are my blind spots and what are my negative traits. But the one thing that I always come back to is that I am a good person. I am not someone who would ever go out of my way to hurt somebody intentionally for personal gain, or I don't get a thrill or excitement out of other people's bad lives. It's just not who I am. That being said, I know that I am a good person and I lead my life in that way. Now, do I have moments where I do not so great things? 100%. But I always come back to self and say, you know what? That was a low moment. That was not a cute little vibe that you had going on there. You really have to start understanding that people are limited. They are not able to reach the level of consciousness that you are at. They are not capable of being kind without wanting something in return. They are not capable of not self-sabotaging their own happiness. They are not capable of being good and having really well-balanced conversations without causing a fight. And that is something you have to understand about humans in order to interact with them. Rather than being triggered, meet them with either a block where you're saying, you know what, not today, not gonna happen, maybe another day, or you can just be someone who is able to lead with understanding and empathy. Now, this doesn't mean that you're people pleasing or that you're pandering, but you just understand things a little bit differently, which allows you to not be so triggered. It's all about just expanding your mind and understanding how people operate. What this essentially does is it creates a positive outlook on other people's demise. It's not your responsibility to be good for them or to even care about how poorly they behave. You recognize it, you remove yourself from it, and then you move forward. And that is my way of doing things. I meet so many people all the time who maybe present themselves in a way at first that are wonderful people, that they're very charismatic, that they're caring, and then I find out and uncover about them that there is something about them that could possibly trigger me. There is something about them that could possibly hurt me. And me understanding that and knowing that is just understanding humans as a whole. Not everyone has elevated or ascended or grown. A lot of people allow their past to define them of who they are today. And me being the woman woman that I am and knowing the work that I've done, I know how difficult and hard it is to truly actually work on yourself. That being said, I understand it, I tap into my higher consciousness, and it allows me to not be triggered as easily. I meet their disrespect or their behavior with either a couple different things. I either block it, so I remove myself fully. I either will meet it with empathy and say I understand, and then I'll remove, or I will literally just not even deal with it. It's one of those three, and truthfully, it's all about preserving your energy at the end of the day. The whole point in not getting triggered is to preserve your energy so you can keep going after your goals, your dreams, your passions, and positive relationships moving forward. This allows you to keep yourself in a realist mindset, but also still remaining positive and hopeful about those who you will come in contact with in your future. And there are people who have reached your level of consciousness that you will meet. And a lot of the times the universe or God will send us people that are the exact opposite of who we are, or they are exactly like who we are. And we have to understand and decipher between the two and how to react to it. And I choose to react across the board very similarly. If somebody is unkind to me and doing something so terrible to me, I am not going to stoop to their level. I'm going to just remove myself and stay even keel. You cannot allow other people's behaviors be something that penetrates your aura and emotions so easily. When you have built yourself up in a way where you are grounded, where you are pure, where you are genuine, and when you are authentic, it is not possible for them to come into your atmosphere and try to cause chaos. It's just not allowed, and I have created a strong bubble between me and those people from here on out. Now that kind of leads me into my next topic, which is about embracing your alone time. When we are trying to build up our resilience and not be so easily triggered by people, I really say that the best way to live is to be your own best friend. Now, I didn't want this video to be about sucking it up and dealing with it and stop being so emotional, because the truth is I'm an emotional person myself, and I have had to learn how to navigate, how to handle my emotions moving forward. And I realized that in my past, a lot of the reasons why I was so triggered, emotional, and why I let people, ruin my mentality was because I was so dependent on human connection for the reason of my happiness. Now, I do think that connection is important, and I will never, ever, ever be someone who says isolate yourself forever, never surround yourself with people, don't trust humans. No. But what I want you to do is become your own best friend so that people can't really mess up what you got going on here, okay? So get to know yourself and truly learn yourself, and that is something that will help you find inner peace. Once you do this, you won't allow people to energetically penetrate your aura so easily. There is peace and solace in your own company. Therefore, you are more guarded with your bubble, and you are not so quick to let people get into your headspace. So for instance, being that I am someone who is very to myself, I am my own best friend, I have been working on my goals and dreams for pretty much a decade now. I have learned how to isolate myself in a healthy way and also surround myself with great people in a healthy way as well. When I meet people who are trying to trigger me or trying to show me what I don't like, it's very apparent because I spent enough time alone, I spent enough time getting to know myself that I can tell when someone is unhealed or just chaotic or a mess of a human. And although I'm not meeting them with judgment, I'm meeting them with no thanks. I'm meeting them with not today, Satan. And the reason why is because they are energy vampires. They suck the life out of you. Now, this could be a romantic partner, a business relationship, a friendship, a person that you meet at the grocery store. Hell, you could be driving on the street and somebody cuts you off and they did it to you, and then they get over and they give you the finger, and that could ruin your entire day. I don't let things like that ruin my day anymore because that's a reflection of them. Whenever I have somebody giving me a road rage incident, I'll literally look at them and be like, God, I hope you're okay. I hope that whatever you got going on in your life, you end up healing. Because I am not matching your energy. I am not easily triggered by this situation. We are alive. We're still driving. Our cars are fine. Things are good. The sun is shining. The weather's beautiful. You are not going to come into my energy and my aura and ruin my day. It's just not happening. And you need to be someone who's more light and free when things like this happen. Now, what I have learned for myself is if I do think something is trying to attack me deeply and I am just someone who knows that I'm gonna get a little emotional, I'll allow myself to have an emotional moment, and then I let it go and release it. I try not to hold on to things for too long anymore, and it's a little exercise that I do to keep myself sane. I like to change the word from triggered to I'm not tolerating it. So for instance, those who want to get in my head and hurt me and throw things in my face simply cannot. Simply cannot. They cannot, and I refuse. I will not tolerate that behavior. I don't want to look at it as, oh my God, you're triggering me. What I say is, I'm not tolerating you. And that allows me to kind of make it less about me and my feelings and more about how they're projecting and telling them that their projection and their behavior is the reason why I'm not meeting them where they want. And until they clean it up or act right, there is really nothing to be said here. And that is how you keep yourself grounded in all of this. Now, the next thing to discuss to kind of developing that mental toughness and to not get as easily triggered is you need to get to know your strengths and sharpen that knife, okay? What I mean by this is mental toughness is a work in progress, and I rather spend my life working on the things that I'm good at rather than complaining about the things that I'm not liking about myself. Now, I do think that we can work on the things that we don't like about ourselves from time to time, but I just rather spend my life strengthening my strengths, okay? So I asked myself in my own journal prompt, I wanted to kind of create an entire journal entry about where I am strong in moments where I'm tested so that I can really strengthen those things. And what I got out of it was I'm good with my words. I am capable of hearing someone out. So I am a decently good listener, but it's not really so much about the fact that I'm being a good listener, but it's the fact that I'm allowing someone to complete their thought. I am rational with my decisions, and I always choose what's best for me in that moment for my future. I am also empathic, and I also am that way with myself. So I'm not just empathic with others, but I am empathic with myself. So I honor my own feelings and emotions during that time, and I understand that they are important. So after I kind of came to that conclusion, I decided to strengthen those things. So for instance, being good with my words isn't about reacting in a negative way. Like, I don't want to be someone who's so cutting and nasty that I say something that I shouldn't. What I rather do is really try to explain myself in a way that the other person understands me deeply and knows where I'm coming from and knows where I stand, knows my boundaries, knows my feelings, knows where I'm going moving forward. And this allows me to really create a picture that they understand and acknowledge. Also, my capability for hearing someone out, I just wanted to strengthen that by being a better listener and really seeing what this is all about. A lot of the times when you're a good listener, you can also hear people's lies and bullshit. You can hear people playing you in your face. I want to be someone who can kind of tell if someone is being manipulative with me or if they're being genuine. And this is all about the power of listening and also practicing the art of discernment. This being said, what this does is it helps you prepare your armor for unnecessary life battles or even necessary ones. We all experience hardship, conflict, loss, grief, and unexpected life events. And it's all about where you have the most grit. I am aware that I am emotional, but I also know that I'm rational. And I rather lean into my rational side and cry in the shower. It's all about balance. So when I'm with someone that I know is not good for me, they're hurting me, they're dragging me down, they're energy vampires, they're not a great person. And this is someone that I'm either intimate with or in love with or I have a friendship with, whatever. Me being the rational person that I am, because this is a strength of mine, I know how to remove myself. Now, it's going to hurt. It's going to cause deep emotion within me, but I'd rather be someone who is emotional and removing myself from things that are not good for me than staying in things that aren't good for me, being emotional anyways, and acting in a triggered way. I don't want to be that person. So how to really truly remove triggers from your life is to stop going towards things that cause that feeling in the first place. Now, of course, mental toughness is about being able to be amongst all of your triggers and still be okay, but you also need to know when to remove yourself as well. And this is a boundary that you create with yourself and your mind. I don't want to be someone who is constantly being met with things that don't feel good. For instance, I know that sunlight brings me joy and happiness, so I'm not going to create mental toughness by sitting in a dark room every day and trying my best to like it. No, I am going to say to myself, I need to at least get some sun and I need to do what feels good to me in that moment. That is still mental mental toughness because you are telling yourself that you know what brings you into a negative space. So start going towards what keeps you positive. And that is something that I think is beautiful. It's the balance of doing things that don't feel great, but also going towards what makes you feel better as a whole, and kind of being able to marry the two. So of course I don't want to experience conflict with a partner, but it's gonna happen. But it's how I respond to that conflict that really tells me that I'm better at acting when I'm triggered. Now, the next thing that I think is really important to acknowledge in this process is, does this impact your money, your life, or your relationships? This is a great question to ask yourself when you're feeling triggered, when you're feeling emotional, because you need to say to yourself, wait a second, is this something that is even worth my energy? I love that saying. It's a little raunchy, but it's a good saying. If it's not fucking me, feeding me, or paying my bills, I don't care. And I stand by that statement. Now, there are some things that are going to affect those things, and you have to meet that with an emotional, mature side as well. And this is all about self-mastery. It's one hell of an art. Keep it cute and stoic in times where people attempt to test you. But if it is affecting your money life, your relationships, or how, things can work in your favor, you need to meet that with emotional and self-mastery. How can you make this thing work in your favor? How can you make sure that the outcome is to your benefit? And a lot of the times, being an emotional wreck, being triggered, acting out is not going to get you the results that you're looking for. For instance, a coworker is sabotaging you while trying to get you fired and creating a lying narrative about you. How can you emotionally and mentally handle this that doesn't make you seem triggered? Defend your honor with class and dignity, stay neutral, and keep your eyes on the money. Never let an emotional decision affect your future and your pockets. Also, watch that person end up burying themselves. They always do, okay? And by the way, guys, character speaks for itself. Let time reveal who's real and who isn't. It always ends up happening. I need you to think about it in this way. If somebody is spreading a lie, a rumor about you, or is trying to create some sort of emotion in you, and you know it's untrue, or you know that they're misreading you, or you know they're trying to sabotage your life, if you were to meet it with a stoic personality, or just kind of a more rational, more pragmatic type of energy, where you're kind of just saying, okay, like whatever, like let me just show you this is not true, and boom, just kind of make it to where it's not really that big of a deal, that person is going to be a little bit afraid of you, because they're going to be like, wait, why are you not reacting the way that I expected? I always can tell when somebody's lying or when somebody feels guilty by their reaction, because they have this very emotional, pathetic, very like desperate cry for help of like, oh my God, how could you? Now, what's so crazy is people like us, and by us, I mean emotional girlies, we tend to have reactions like that regardless if it's the truth or a lie. But think about it. If a lot of people who lie have that reaction, we can't mirror that behavior. So for me, what I've had to learn is I don't need to go to the lengths of the earth to defend my honor with people who are just not at my level of consciousness. People are going to do very heinous and weird things to you, and it's all about how you handle it. That really kind of shows where you're at emotionally and how you've been able to create that mental toughness within. And again, we need to keep our eyes on the things that we desire: money, relationships, a good future, whatever it is. Eternal happiness. If that is what you desire, going to the depths and the crevices of hell with these people, fighting them to the death, is not going to get you there. Now, of course, I do believe in having a certain level of self-respect and kind of giving off that energy of like, don't play with me energy. And it kind of allows people to know that fucking with you is not a good idea. I like to do that by removing access. So you don't have access to me anymore when you do weird things to me, by being very strong with my boundaries and my particular rules of my life. You're not going to enter my life and start doing weird things and think that it's going to work out for you. It just won't. I will remove you. And that is the real way to really gain respect and to not allow people to play in your face as much. But people will still do it anyways. They're bored and they have nothing else going for them. And a lot of people who do want to attack you in this way are very bored, and they are not ever going to touch your level of consciousness, your level of success, past, so they're gonna always behave in this manner. But it's up to you on whether you want to fight with someone like that and let them get inside your head. It's not helpful and it's not useful to your career or to your benefit in any way. And the last and final thing that I really want to touch on is to start believing that everything is working out for you. I know that it's easy to be triggered by people and by life because a lot of the times people will say things to us that spark an emotion that has a lot to do with our insecurities or the things that we just haven't accomplished yet. And a lot of the times it could be family, friends, partners, people in business, and they will make you feel less than or like you're not going to accomplish whatever it is that you're set to do. And it can really allow you to create a cloud of judgment over yourself. I want you to remove that type of mindset in order to truly gain mental toughness. Mental toughness is not just about being strong mentally and having grit, but it's also about remaining positive amongst the chaos. And at the end of the day, everything is about mindset. If you are angry with your life in any way and you stay in that headspace, that's all that you're going to see and speak into your existence. You're going to do it unintentionally. You must be positive, be a dreamer, be patient, practice gratitude in order to see your blessings, and also be an alchemist. Things can transmute in your life. Rather than being mad that you are faced with this adversity, believe it was a helpful tool that got you to the next step. I just went through something personal recently that had a lot to do with work, and I remember in that moment I was being met with such adversity and disrespect. But I reminded myself, this is all about ascension. This is the universe testing you. How bad do you truly want your future? How bad do you truly love what you do? How bad do you truly want to be this person? And this is the universe testing you to see, are you still going to make those same mistakes? Are you going to make better decisions for yourself? And are you going to progress in a way that you'd be proud of? That is what I view this as. It is necessary for our growth and our story. So start viewing it in that way and be an alchemist. Be someone who's able to just transform every single thing you go through in your life and make it work in your favor, okay? Surround yourself with energy that feels light and beautiful and stop consuming things that lower your vibration and watch your life transform. I saw my life transform the more that I started going towards what made me feel good. And I know that that sounds very simple and very easy, but it actually isn't, because a lot of the times we like staying where we feel comfortable, and where we feel comfortable is negative. It's chaotic, it's crazy, but you need to do things that feel peaceful, that feel light, that feel beautiful, in alignment with what your future holds for you. And you will see yourself being less triggered. You will see yourself seeing the world for what it truly is, and you won't take it personal. You'll just view it as a part of the story. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope that this video helped you guys. And let me know down below any other video ideas you guys have for me. I love chatting with you guys. And if you like these deeper talks, please go subscribe to my podcast, the Hail Yes Podcast, on Apple and on Spotify. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone. Mwah.